welcome back to our video. So I was actually recording a video, kind of like an update on our life, going back, sorry I'm holding the phone, from taking some time off when I decided to do this video instead, because I feel like it might be more interesting and I want you guys to know what's going on and stuff like that. So as you can see, I am in the hospital right now. One thing you don't know is that I am 23 weeks pregnant. I'm having a little girl, or we're having a little girl. I'm due in March, but I woke up this morning about 2:45 on November, is it the 26th? I think it's the 26th, honestly, I'm not sure. And again, I'm sorry for the shaky hands, like, it's been a really long day. But, I woke up at 2:45 to what felt like, I was just, like, peeing uncontrollably. And it woke me up, and I actually, like, went to feel it because my first thought was, oh, I'm bleeding. It wasn't blood, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just peeing myself. And so I hurried to the bathroom. I noticed I had white underarm, and I noticed it was not clear, it wasn't yellow, it was pink and red. I was like, oh my gosh, and so I wiped, and I noticed it was bloody. And so I immediately thought, oh my gosh, what if this is my water breaking and I'm bleeding? Something's wrong with the baby. So I ran in and I woke Kyle straight up. I told him, I said, I think my water broke and I'm bleeding. And he really had this confused look on his face, and I said, no, I'm being serious. And I started to like tear up and cry because I got really scared. And so he's like, okay, call your doctor. And I started to call him, but then I stopped and I was like, they're gonna tell me to come in, let's get on the road and I'll call them. Because we still had to get Kinsley up, we had to get Kinsley stuff because we needed to go drop her off. I called my mom and I told her what was going on, in case she needed to come. I called my nanny to ask if we could drop Kinsley off, and all this was at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and so I feel really bad for waking my family up, but and she said yes, of course we could take Kinsley there. So I was really just in a daze. I sat on the bed and I was like, okay, I need a new pair of underwear and I need a pad. And so Kyle's great, he got that for me, brought it over to the bed, and I put it on, and I didn't feel a whole lot of leaking. I felt like wet down there, and so I was like, okay. And so I sat down on the toilet one more time just to see if it really was blood that I was seeing, and it was, because it was on the pad too, and you can see it clear as day on the pad. And so I started, he asked me what we needed for the baby, and I honestly just said her. And then I was like, wait, Nene needs diapers, wipes, bottles, Tylenol because she's teething. And I was like, okay, so I need to get all this packed while he holds the baby because she's been so fussy lately. Because she's going through a sleep regression, she's teething, and she's sick. So he was holding her and he was like, should you be walking around? And I was like, I don't have a choice, we need to go. And so I got all her stuff packed. He helped me, of course. We rushed out of the house, and we headed to Nanny's. Kinsley cried like the whole way. I felt so bad. I called my doctor, the on-call doctor, and I told him I woke up, told him everything, and he was like, okay, we'll come in and we'll get you checked out. I was like, okay, well, we're already on our way. We'll be there in 20-30 minutes. He said, okay, so we stopped at Nanny's, we dropped Kinsley off, and I was driving because I drive faster, not like bad faster, but, and I really just wanted to get there. And so we pulled into the ER parking lot because at this point it's like 3:30, maybe 3:45 in the morning. And so I got out of the car, and when I got out of the car, I just had a huge gush of water in my pants, and it completely soaked my pad, my underwear, my pants, or my shorts. And when I sat in the wheelchair, they had a pad down, one of those like dog pads. They have one of those down, and it soaked that too. And so, sorry, my mom is texting me. She's in Florida right now, so she's like blowing up my phone. And so then I was like, okay, we need to go. I'm leaking. I'm really leaking. We gotta go. And he's trying to find his jacket in the car. And I was like, come on. Like, I don't know. Just look in the car. It's in there. And so we get inside, and I told them I called ahead. I need to go to labor and delivery. And they did the vitals, and they took me straight in. And they started running the test, but they were coming back, like, they were coming back inconclusive. Like, some of it said that it was my water, but it could have just been the blood turning the strip the color that it needed to be. My fluid was a little low, but in the normal range. But my story was consistent, and so they were really confused. And so it wasn't my normal doctor. And so my doctor's on call, and he let me stay here. And so she came in, and they both came in a little bit later, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do another exam. We'll let you see the high-risk doctor, and we'll go from there and figure out what this is. So, okay. I went and saw the high-risk doctor. Didn't have any gushing before then, and I was up and down going to the bathroom. And they did an ultrasound, and really they didn't say much. They were talking about amniotic bands, which I know that we have in there, and I will explain that all in another video. And so they weren't really telling us much about the water breaking, and that's what we really were having that ultrasound and talking to them about, like, for. And they were just kept saying that, well, my doctors need to figure out why it broke. And the reason they were saying that is because they were on a teleconference. So they are based out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and I saw them through a video chat. And so they didn't get hands-on. A technician did the ultrasound and showed them everything, and she could see a live view of the ultrasound, and she looked, and really she just talked about the amniotic bands, and we already knew about that. And so I was like, okay. And then just kept saying, when they figure it out, this is what's gonna happen, this is what's gonna happen. So I was like, okay. And so I came back here. I was in the middle of eating my breakfast when they took me. So I finished eating my breakfast, and I went to go lay back a little bit, and they needed to get me back on the monitors because I had moved to where she wasn't on them. But they knew I was eating, so that was okay. And so I had another gush right then, and so I called them and I said, I'm gushing again. And they're like, okay. They put a fresh pad under me, and they made sure it got on the pad so that they could redo these tests. And then my doctor came in about 5 to 10 minutes later and was like, I've heard you're gushing again. Let's see this in action. Let's get some test results. And she did that, and she said, I'm fairly certain your water broke. But the thing is we don't know if there was a pocket that was created by these bands, and that pocket ruptured, not the actual sac. And so we're really trying to see if it's that. We're doing ultrasounds to check the fluid in there, and it's going down a little bit, but not a significant amount to say yes, it was the sac. So I know I'm staying here until at least tomorrow, and they are telling us everything that will happen, especially if this is my water. They're treating it as a fully ruptured sac, so that means I'm on antibiotics to protect me and the baby, and I've gotten one steroid shot. I'll get another one tomorrow to help mature her lungs because she is only 23 weeks in 2 days. Sorry, this is like really emotional, but so they're treating it as if it has ruptured, which makes me feel a bit better because we're taking the precautions now instead of waiting too late to where we can't. I should be having another ultrasound here soon from my doctor to check again, and we'll see what she says then. I will keep you guys updated as much as I can. There's not much that I can tell you right now. If it is my sac, I will be here until I deliver, and they are going to try their hardest to keep this baby in as long as possible. they want to try at least 28 weeks, but it really depends on if they can stop labor, because my body will want to go into labor now that my sac has ruptured, if that's what it is, if I get an infection. And so there's just a lot up in the air. They're sending a neonatologist in here to talk to us about what's going on and what will happen if we do have to deliver, and just things that Kyle and I need to decide. He's at work right now. I told him to go to work. We're both stable. I can't work right now, so he needs to work. And I give him updates on everything as soon as they come in. He knows exactly what's going on, so he's staying updated. I know he probably can't concentrate at all being there and not here with us, but that's okay. We have a family to provide for, and we have a daughter we need to think about too in this, not just this baby, but also Kinsley. And so there's just a lot of components to what's going on, and as soon as I know more information, I will let you guys know. It might not be in this video, it might have to be in the next video. I don't want it to get too long for you guys. I do want to come in here and apologize for such a long space between our videos, a break that we took, and I will explain all that in the next video. Well, I can't say the next video, but in an upcoming video, so you guys know kind of what went on during that time. But let's try and get through this first. If I'm here in the, oh, that's not good. My blood pressure is like 136. It's almost preeclamptic high. Well, I will keep you guys updated as much as I can. Please send us all the prayers, positive thoughts, whatever you choose. Please send those to us because we could really use them. We love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and when I have news, I will update you. Bye. Hi guys, I'm just jumping on here to give a quick update on what's going on. So my last update was last night, in the first part of this video, and I was at Coliseum. They switched me over to a new hospital that is better equipped for babies this tiny, which means they just have a better NICU, and there's an OB, on call 24/7, oh, not even on call, in the hospital 24/7 if anything were to happen. So that's where I'm at now. Last night was rough, very rough. I was alone. Kyle had to take care of our daughter Kinsley, so I understand, but they started me on magnesium to help stop and prevent labor, and that was really hard on me, and they put in a catheter, which was very hard on me. And after about 30 minutes, I was crying and I couldn't, it hurt. So I asked them to take it out, and so they did. But I wasn't able to get up, so I had to like use a bedpan, which like really uncomfortable and awkward. I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast. My food should be here soon. And I want to get this video out there for you guys. As you can see, I'm not hooked up to anything now. This morning, after my second steroid injection for the baby, they took me off the magnesium, off the monitors, and I'm able to move around now. So yay for little accomplishments. Excuse me. So right now I'm just relaxing in bed. I don't have any visitors right now, but my grandma should be coming up. My dad should be coming soon. Like, I don't know what time he's coming here, but he should be coming up. Kyle's coming up after work, so he won't get here until like 9 or 10. So I might be out by then. I'm so tired, but I'm trying to stay awake. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I mean, going to sleep isn't bad. But yeah, baby's doing fine. I'm doing fine. I had a few contractions last night, but nothing that like caused a concern. They weren't worried that I was going into labor or anything. Other than that, I mean, there's nothing new to report. I wanted to get this video out there as soon as I could for you guys, so you know what's going on with me and baby K. And so yeah, we're just hanging out. I'm gonna probably take another little nap, even though I don't want to. My dinner should be here soon. Yeah. And so we'll see what tomorrow brings. And after talking with the doctors, our biggest goal is to get me through the next week. That's going to be the hardest, to make sure my body doesn't go into labor. Then after that, our next big goal is 28 weeks, which is 5 weeks away. Less than 5 weeks away, actually. And then if we make it to 28 weeks, which the survival rates go up way high when you hit 28 weeks. If we hit there, our next goal is 34, which would be 6 weeks away. So we're praying that we are here until February, which really stinks for me because I'm in the hospital the whole time. But that's okay. This is where we need to be, and I completely understand. And so those are our goals. As long as I'm healthy, baby's healthy, no contractions, no labor, no infection, nothing like that, then those are our goals. And I'll update you guys when I can and when I know more information. But for now, this is all I've got. I'm 23 weeks and 3 days. 23 weeks and 3? What's today? Wednesday? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 23 weeks and 3 days. And so when we hit 24 weeks, that'll be very good for me and baby, mostly for baby, to help her thrive. Survival rates go up, interventions go up, like what they can do and what they can't do go up, and that goes up, the list goes on. Emotionally, it's been hard, I'm not gonna lie, but we're getting through it, and we will get through it. And it's gonna be a hard Thanksgiving. It's tomorrow. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, I'm gonna be stuck in here while my babies are at home. It's gonna be very hard emotionally on me, but we're gonna get through it, and that's what matters. So as soon as I have an update, or as soon as I know more information, I'll hop on. It might be over a couple of days period. I might get more information tomorrow. I mean, you never really know. Labors with it like this happen very quickly, if it does happen. So that's why I'm stuck in the hospital. As soon as I hear something, I will let you guys know. Thank you for following. Don't forget to subscribe so you can join us on this journey, this unexpected journey. I'm sorry I look all crazy. I've taken really care of myself. I've been in bed, on bed rest, and I haven't been able to get up until just a little bit ago. So I'm gonna get a brush through my hair and a brush on my teeth. And get cleaned up a little bit, so please don't mind the messiness going on right here. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Thank you so much for following, and like I said, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. That way you can receive an alert when I post a new video. Bye. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.